Let's take a little break. Amen. God provides us with plenty of heat, and He provides some people plenty of cold. I prefer to have plenty of heat. Amen. Amen. What a blessed time it is. What a blessed day that we live in, that we see the hand of God doing so many things. But you know, I was pondering and thinking and studying this last week about some of the things that some people go through their entire life, and it really never occurs to them different things that they can do to improve their way of living. Now, we consider a way of living is, we was raised up that to have a good living, you need to have a good job and lots of money, but there's a lot more to life than just making money. And all the money in the world is not going to bring some of the things to reality that need to be brought to reality to us for us to be able to enjoy what we have. You know, quite possibly one of the greatest things, that accomplishments that a person can have in their life is to actually identifying themselves to their self. You know, I was reading some articles on psychology today about how we suppress things, and we put them in places, and we put them in boxes, and we put them away. You know, we all probably have stuff in our house somewhere in a box, in a closet, or a storage container, or who knows how much stuff we have put that we haven't seen in a long, long time. I have 2 containers that I can go into, and there's boxes of stuff in there that I used to use, or whatever reason, but that I don't even, I open the boxes, wow, that was a long time ago. What have I been doing with this stuff? But see, we do that mentally too. We put things away because we don't want to mess with them, we don't need them anymore, for whatever reason they're there, and we really don't, but you know what, they're still there. I walk in that storage container and I see the boxes. I don't have to open the boxes. I can kind of just peek through the handle and see one thing that's in the box and pretty much tell you everything that's in there. Because we packed it, we put it away. It's been there a long time, but I know what's in the box, but it's just there. And it's taking up space. And it causes me to wonder, well, I don't know why I keep hanging on to this stuff. What are my plans to do something with it someday? Huh. I really don't have any plans to do anything with it, but I'm not getting rid of it. I'm hanging on to it. But you know, to identify ourselves to ourselves, we've got to dig through all them boxes that are back there. All the things that have happened in our life that we kind of suppressed and put in a box, it's still there. We just never did go through the box. We just kind of put it away. But it's really, it's more of a journey of going through those boxes to identify ourselves to ourselves. Who am I? Where did I come from? How did I get who I was? And you know, we just kind of hide. It's a journey that we really don't want to dive into sometimes. It's been okay the way it is for a long time. I just need to leave it there. I've done good up to now. But see, the enemy uses those boxes. The enemy pulls the box off the shelf and shows you something in there and says, remember this? Remember who you was? Remember what you've done? But see, that keeps us suppressed. It keeps us with a guilty feeling. It keeps us thinking that we're never going to add up. It keeps us thinking that I'm never going to be good enough for God, because the enemy continues to pull my boxes off the shelf. The minute things start going good, I'm feeling good, and things are going okay, he pulls the box off the shelf and says, hey, what about this? I remember when you did that. And you remember when you did that. And then we're going to put the box back on the shelf, because I might need it again the next time you're feeling so bold. The next time you feel like things are going good and I need to bring you down a notch or two, I'm going to go in there and get one of the boxes of the things that you've kind of just stored away and you've never really just gone through them. Our biggest fears, our greatest accomplishments, all the things. There's some things we leave on the boxes on the front shelf, and some things are way in the back. But it takes us becoming courageous with ourselves And just sit it down and say, okay, I'm going to go through the boxes, I'm going to clean it out. Because if we give these things to the Lord, He takes them away. And He takes the box. It's like taking it to the garage sale, and we give it, we put it out there, and the Lord takes it, and we ask God to take it, and He takes it, and it's gone forever. And now we don't have to deal with it anymore. And when Satan brings up, well, where's that box? I gave that box to the Lord, so if you want to know where that's at, you got to talk to Him. You're not going to pull that box out and wave it in front of my face anymore, because when I give it to the Lord, He takes it away forever. And I don't have to deal with it anymore. I deal with it one time, get the box out, go through it, get the stuff out of it, and say, okay, I don't need any of that stuff anymore. When we come to the place that we identify who we are to ourselves, we can put the past where it belongs in the past. And don't have to dig it up no more. The truth of our life lays ahead of us, not behind us. What's behind us is a revelation that God can forgive us for all things. Regardless of who you are, where you came from, and regardless of all those things. God takes that and He says, I'll take care of that. You just keep focused going this way. Don't worry about that back there. So we've got to go through the box. We've got to dig it out. We've got to say, you know what, Lord? This is something, and I want to share one box that I put away with intentions to use someday for about 22 years. And the Lord finally talked me into bringing that box out and giving it to me. A guy did something pretty evil to me, and I was kind of young, and I was just working my way into upper level management. And he was an owner, and we kind of got crossways. And I really prayed for a long time that God would give me an opportunity to get him back. I was serious too. I was looking forward to the day that the Lord would give me an opportunity to get him back. And one day the Lord finally said, you're going to have to start praying for him because he's on a road that goes to hell. And you're not. And you need to pray that he finds his way off that road to hell and into a life that he can enjoy, because he's not enjoying his life anymore. He never has enjoyed his life. So God said, I put you in his life so that you can pray for him. Well, that changes things. You can have the hardest feelings about anything, not just about a person, but about anything that happened in your life, something that holds you from moving forward. Begin to pray about it. Begin to give it to God. Get the box out, dig it out, all the stuff out of the bottom. You know, there's some things, you empty a box out. You go to the stuff that you've been packed away for a long time, and you open the box and you take stuff out, and the big stuff comes out. But there's a bunch of little stuff that fell out of something that's down at the bottom of that box. And you got to take that box and you got to put it down on the floor. And get on your knees and say, okay, Lord, here I am, and there's my box of stuff. And I don't want Satan to use it against me anymore. I don't want to feel, because if Satan can make us feel guilt or shame, he keeps us from ministering in any way. He can't take away your salvation. If you've accepted the Lord, he can't take that away. But he can keep you from sharing the joy of the Lord with anybody if he can keep you suppressed. If you've got a box on the shelf that he can pull off and tell you that you're not good enough, or you can't, or you're too bad, or all the things he can come up with, he keeps you from ministry. He keeps you from experiencing the blessing that Jesus wants to put on you for sharing the gospel of Jesus Christ, because he sent you to do that. And that's the only tool that he has. And it's a lie. Everything he's ever done was a lie, and all he will ever be able to do is lie. But he lies, and he's good at it. Been doing it a long, long time. So, to really reveal ourselves to ourselves, this is a one-on-one. Me and me got to come to a place where we say, you know what? I've hidden behind these things, and these things are there, and they're there, and I need to dig them out, and I need to get over them, and I need to give them to the Lord, and I need to ask him to forgive me, because when he forgives me, he takes me as far as east is from the west. And now the ruler of the darkness, the one that pulls those out and uses them, has no more power over me. All the things that he used against me, I gave those to the Lord. And we can rest in the big thing is giving them to the Lord and trusting that he's going to take care of it. See, we got to learn to trust him. And when Satan comes and says, well, what about? Say, no, I don't want to hear about that no more. You got to talk to Jesus about that. Because he's the one that died on the cross to forgive me for it. So you need to talk to him if you want to talk to somebody about what I did back then, because I don't remember it anymore. And you know what? According to the scripture, he don't remember it anymore either, so I don't know what you're going to do.
Amen.
That box went to the dump. You know, it gives us strength. It gives us assuredness. It gives us a peace that we are walking in the presence of the Lord that is forgiven. I don't just have to reach out to the Lord when I need him. He's always there. And he says, if you'll just trust me and give me your problems, no more burdens. He touched me. He took away all those things. And he walks with me. And if I get separated from him, it's because I stepped out. Satan pulled a box off the shelf, and I looked at the box when I should have just looked at Jesus. Said, no, I don't have no more boxes. I got on my knees. I emptied out my closets. I emptied everything out. All that stuff that I don't use on a daily basis, I got rid of. All those things. There's just a multitude of stuff. I know a guy in Wilcox, and I've shared it before, Gene Woolman's guy. He built he had saved up some money. He worked for the REA company out there in Sulphur Spring Valley Electric Co-op, and he bought a little piece of land that was in a floodplain and not good for much of anything, and everybody thought it was kind of a junky piece of land. It was on a corner of the road and just didn't have any value of any kind. And Gene bought it for next to nothing, and he put a storage building on it. And after that storage building got full, he built another one. And when that one got full, he built another one. And when that got full, he has 5 now buildings, and he has an RV storage building. And he said, he said, I worked for Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Co-op, hoping to develop me a good retirement. He said, I don't even need that retirement. He said, I can retire keeping stuff that nobody wants. And they pay me. On a piece of land that everybody thought was worth nothing, became a retirement for a guy, a big good retirement. There's a lot of acreage there's a lot of property within us that has cluttered up with stuff that makes it useless. Better clean it off. Use that piece of ground for something fruitful. Use that space where you're storing all that negative stuff to put positive stuff. To put the stuff the Lord gives you, to hide some of the Scripture tells us to hide His Word in our heart. Empty all that junk out of your heart, make room for His Word. Amen. Make room to where I just recognize and I know and understand that wherever I go, He's with me. Whatever I'm doing, He's right at my side. And if I will just learn to count on Him, He will lead me and take me to the place that I need to be. Because if I get caught up in the things that are here, that's what happens. We get caught up in it. Let's go to Ephesians 6. 11 through 18. I'll be inclined to stop, but I'm going to try to go all the way through it before I stop. Put on the whole armor of God, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of God, that you may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand, stand therefore, having your loins girded about with the truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace, above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith you shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God. And listen to how he closes all that out. Praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit, and watching thereunto with all perseverance and supplication for all saints. Now that sounds like a big war and a big battle, and it really is. We don't even know how big it is and how much is going on around us all the time. But you know, God brings things into our life to show us how quickly we fall. And I want to share a little something that just happened. It's been happening, but it just amazes me how God puts things in our life to teach us the way to take care of things, because we war not with flesh and blood, but with spiritual wickedness. Now, the old Satan knows what he can do to push your buttons. He knows exactly what it takes to get you off track, and that's what he wants. We put their new parking lot in. Some of you know, even when we had dirt over here, I would take lime and I would stripe the parking spots and I would mark it and I'd try to keep it clean and neat and all that. And there's one person that no matter how many times I've marked where that sidewalk comes through, he parks right there. I've asked for him to not park there. I stripe it off so he wouldn't park there. And he insists on parking in that spot. Now, a lot of times, well, there's no place else to park. Yesterday, Saturday morning, nobody is here at the church. Nobody is working at our retires. There's nobody anywhere except him. And guess where he parked? Right on them yellow stripes. I striped it specifically as a no walk zone the sidewalk comes through. We've had this conversation. And all of a sudden, all the things that are going through my mind are not praying for him. I could flatten the tire. I could call a tow truck and have it towed while he's sitting in his office over there. I thought of taking my truck and backing up to the door where he can't get out. And so I went home, and before I come back down here, the Lord said, I put that there.